Stop comparing Prince Harry with Prince Andrew. The toxic media agenda exposed, guys. You guys need to just quit it. Stop. It's shocking and honestly disgusting that parts of the British media continue to lump Prince Harry, a decorated military veteran who served 2 tours in Afghanistan, with his disgraced uncle, Prince Andrew. Let's be clear, one man risked his life for his country, the other risked the monarchy's reputation for his own selfish indulgences. Yet somehow, headlines and talk shows keep drawing false parallels, false equivalency between Harry's decision to leave royal duties and Andrew's years-long scandal involving Jeffrey Epstein. It's not just lazy journalism, it's deliberate manipulation. And today we are going to dive into it and we are going to explain why this comparison is not only absurd but deeply revealing of how the royal machine and the UK press operate. As one commenter brilliantly put it, it's deeply obnoxious that Prince Harry, a man who has served his country and exposed the media corruption, gets lumped in with his idiot uncle, a man who's been a disgrace to his family for decades. That statement sums it up perfectly. The attempt to equate a combat veteran and mental health advocate with a man accused of SA and association with a convicted offender is not just irresponsible, it's morally bankrupt. Harry has spoken openly about trauma, accountability, and healing. Andrew, on the other hand, refused to even cooperate with the FBI. Yet somehow, when tabloids need to drive views or clicks, they throw Harry's name into the mix just to keep the circus alive. Why? Because Prince Andrew is toxic to defend, but Prince Harry still drives ratings.
I find it deeply, deeply obnoxious that the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, gets lumped in with his idiot uncle as somehow being problematic. A military hero who has done more to point out the corruption of the British media than almost anybody else in public life, being lumped in with a bloke who has been a disgrace to the family for decades is truly, truly absurd. Actually mentioning the Duke of Sussex, Harry and Meghan constitute massive, massive news stories as well, because they offered such a wonderful opportunity to many members of the media to paint them as, or to essentially drive pages and pages, hours and hours of journalism motivated almost entirely by the fact that the one of the most senior members of the royal family had the audacity to fall in love with a woman of colour, something that drives a coach and horses, if you pardon the pun, through much of our establishment presumptions.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, race. When Harry fell in love with Meghan, a biracial American woman, it shook the establishment to its core. A senior royal daring to marry a woman of color challenged everything that the old British hierarchy stood for. From that moment on, Harry and Meghan became targets, not for what they did, but for what they represented: change, progress, and diversity inside an institution built on privilege and control. As one journalist said, Harry and Meghan's relationship drove a coach and horses through establishment presumptions, and the media, backed by palace leaks and royal sources, made sure they paid for it. From Diva Duchess or Duchess Difficult headlines to smear about Meghan's family, it became a coordinated campaign, all to make the couple appear problematic, while real scandals were quietly buried. What did Harry say? They were willing to lie for others, but not willing to tell the truth to protect us. They were willing to protect William with his affair scandal that was in the news, Andrew with his messy thing with Jeffrey Epstein and all of those nastiness. They were willing to lie for them to protect them, but not willing to tell the truth to protect Harry and Meghan. And that is what is playing out right in front of our very eyes. Now, here's where it gets darker. We have seen time and time again how the palace protects its own, but selectively. They know who to protect. They closed the ranks around Andrew. They shielded him from accountability. Yet, when it came to Harry and Meghan, two people who simply wanted peace, privacy, and equality, they were thrown to the wolves. Leaks to the tabloids, distorted narratives, planted stories, all part of what Harry himself called the invisible contract between the palace and the press. It's a trade-off. Access in exchange for silence, protection for those who play along. So when Andrew's scandal hit, the palace scrambled to limit the damage. But when Harry exposed that very system, suddenly he became the threat. He wasn't tarnishing the crown, he was revealing its hypocrisy. Let's look at how the media cover both men. Prince Andrew's connection to Jeffrey Epstein were headline news for a while. Then came silence, denials, and distractions. Meanwhile, Harry being honest about his mental health for calling out the press is treated like treason. When Andrew hid from the FBI, he was trying to move on. When Harry left royal life to protect his wife and children, he was branded selfish and entitled. That's not journalism, that's propaganda. And the message is clear. Stay quiet, play the game, and you'll be protected. Speak truth, and they'll destroy you. You hear what they were signaling? Thankfully, not everyone's buying the lies anymore. People are speaking up, and social media is calling out the hypocrisy. As one user wrote, this attempt to equate Harry with Andrew could only come from the toxic minds of the British gutter press. Another said, Andrew befriended a convicted predator. Harry served his country and protected his family. There is no comparison. Even former military colleagues of Harry have come forward to say how unfair and damaging these narratives are. The public is waking up, and that's exactly why the media is panicking. This isn't just about two princes. It's about power, control, and truth. Prince Harry represents a generation that refuses to be silenced, that demands accountability even from the most powerful institution in Britain. By contrast, Prince Andrew represents the rot that festers when power goes unchecked and unchallenged. So when the media tries to lump them together, remember, it's not an accident, it's strategy. Because if Harry's bravery inspires others to question the system, that system starts to crumble. And for the tabloid and the monarchy, that's the real threat. So, the next time you see a headline linking Prince Harry and Prince Andrew in the same sentence, remember, one is being punished for telling the truth, the other is being protected for hiding it. And that tells you everything you need to know about the monarchy's priorities and the media's agenda. They are in cahoots. They do not care about anybody but protecting themselves. And yes, once you start to break down the lie, once you start to shed light on the lies, then the whole system crumbles. And that is what they fear. They fear that is the real threat to them. They fear that the monarchy is on its downward spiral. It's it's going. It's gone, and they know it. They can feel it within their blood. They know it's not the same, and that's what they fear. Social media is not going to allow them to equate Harry and Andrew. Come on, you're talking night and day, apples and grapes or something. You're not comparing properly. And anybody who try to inject Harry's name in this conversation need to wheel and come again and think very hard about what they're doing, because we will not let you guys get away with foolishness. So guys, that's what I wanted to bring you. Please don't forget, and to shame them, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you never miss a beat. Bye.